Okay. In the previous class, we were discussing about high gain amplifier design. For a given device, how to design a high gain amplifier that we were discussing in the previous class. So, while designing the amplifier, as we know, at RF and microwave frequency, S parameters will be provided. S parameters of the active device to be used to implement the amplifier will be provided, and gain of the amplifier also will be asked. In the high gain amplifier, they will be specifying the value of gain to be achieved from that device will be provided. Okay. That we and how to do that particular problem we discussed in the previous class. So like a design a high gain amplifier. So in such a case, what we were doing, first we should check for the whether it is a unilateral device or a bilateral. Okay, that is S12 equal to 0 or not. Okay, while designing the amplifier, high gain amplifier, first step what we are doing, we were looking at is a unilateral device or not. Okay, unilateral device means S12, see this parameter S12 must be equal to 0. Okay, if it is not
Ma'am,
equal
PPT
to
is not
0.
shared, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am,
Hello.
PPT is not shared.
Hello. Hello, someone is speaking.
Ma'am, PPT is not shared.
Hello, who is that speaking? Hello.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ PPT ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
Is it not audible?
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ PPT.
Not visible. Okay. Is it now visible?
Yes ma'am.
Hello.
Yes ma'am, now.
Yes, ma'am, visible.
Okay. Okay. So in the previous class, we were discussing about this high gain amplifier design. Design a high gain amplifier for a power gain of 15 dB. So first we should see this is a unilateral device or not. If it is not a unilateral device, that means S12 is not equal to 0. What you have to do, you should check for unilateral figure of merit. Unilateral figure of merit like this one. You have to calculate. See, this is the unilateral figure of merit. Using given S parameters, you can calculate unilateral figure of merit, and using this unilateral figure of merit, you can calculate error limit. See, that means that gt by gtu maximum should be within this limit. See here, within this limit, error limit. Okay, so here this it is in dB. See, you will be getting unilateral figure of merit 0.204. It is ratio. Convert this into dB, you will be getting this value. Okay, so this gt is given in the problem. That is whatever what is the gain we are required to implement design. See, 15 dB, that is a gt here, 15 dB. Okay, and gtu maximum, that is from here, this equation. Gs maximum, gl maximum, and g naught. Gs maximum and gl maximum, these are the values for the unilateral. So take these values and get a value. It should be within this range. Okay, so that is a error limit we have to find out. Once it is satisfied, you can use the unilateral design equation in the problem. Okay, you will come to know. So in the problem, if they specify if it is not a unilateral device, you should show this calculation. Okay, unilateral figure of merit. Once it's satisfied, you will come to know it is unilateral. You can use the unilateral design equations. Okay, so once we come to know that, what we can next step is you should find out the stability of the amplifier. Okay, stability of the amplifier we have to find out. That means actually next step is you should design the input matching network and output matching network. See, once we come to know unilateral design we can use for this particular design by calculating the unilateral figure of merit. Next step is you should design actually this input matching network and output matching network to provide the required gain. Okay, so to design this input matching network and output matching network, you should come to know what should be the input value ZS here needed. okay, to get that particular value of gain. Similarly, ZL, what is the value of ZL to get a particular value of gain? So you should know ZS and ZL. That's why, as we know, ZS and ZL, particular gain, whatever required at the input side and the output side, we will be having a set of ZS values and the ZL values. But we cannot take all the values of ZS and ZL. Okay, so you have to take that's why you have to go for stability check. So before choosing the value of ZS and ZL on the constant gain circle, what we have to do, you should check for stability, whether those values will give a stable operation or not. Okay, that's why we have to do for delta and k. So after doing that delta and k, if it is unconditionally stable, you can use any value over the Smith chart that gives the stable operation. If it is conditionally stable, you should from the position of the stability circle, from the position you should go for graphical analysis, and you have to draw the stability circles, input stability circle and output stability circle. And by seeing the position of the stability circles, we will come to know which area becomes the stable region of the stable region. So once we come to know the stable region of operation on the Smith chart, you can draw the stability circles. You can draw the gain circles, constant input circle and output gain circles, and you can take the values which are in the stable region of the amplifier for designing the one. So in the stability circle, by drawing stability circle, you will come to know which are the values on the Smith chart gives a stable operation. So once we come to know, you draw the gain circles. So next, what step you have to do after drawing gain circle, you should just take one of the value over that circle, but that value must be in the stable region of the device. Okay, because we already calculated stable region by drawing the stability circle, and you choose the value of the one value over the constant gain circles at the input or output gain circles. That value of ZS or ZL must be in the stable region of the device. Okay, so and in the previous class that we discussed one problem we were taken, and we designed a gain amplifier, and under that we checked unilateral figure of merit, and also we have drawn that stability circles, input and output stability circle, and also we draw the gain circles, 2 dB input circle, 0 dB output circle we have drawn, and we found this impedance matching network by doing this L matching network. We got input matching network and a output matching network. Combination of all these gives rise to the amplifier like this. So this is a flow of how do you supposed to design the microwave amplifier. Okay, so for a given problem, you should see first what is the given gain and S parameters. Next, you should check for unilateral or not. Next, you should draw the stability circles. After that, you should draw the gain circles, constant gain circle based on the requirement of the gain. So I want here 15 dB, see like this, 15 dB gain is needed. So 15 dB, to get a 15 dB, so you should check first what is, the total gain is given by this equation. Total gain of the amplifier is given by this equation. GT is equal to, okay, GS, G naught and GL. So how much you can get from the G naught you should take. Okay, if it is lesser than what we required, you should add this GS and GL. Okay, so that we have done I gain amplifier. Okay, 15 dB is needed. What we did, G naught we calculate 13.46 dB, but we need a 15 dB. What we did here, G naught we got a 13 dB, but 2 dB we needed. So we checked for GS maximum and GL maximum. GS maximum is this and GL. So GL cannot give a 1 dB here. Okay, so because its maximum value is a 0.7 dB, so we took it 0 dB itself. We have taken it 0 dB, but we took 2 dB from the input matching network. Okay, so this is we have taken 2 dB and this is 13.46, so till 15 dB we got. Okay, that is because we needed here 15 dB gain. 15 dB we needed, they were mentioned I gain and 15 dB, that's why we did like this. Okay, so to get a 2 dB we need a constant gain circle we have to draw. Okay, 2 dB circle we have to draw, 0 dB circle we have to draw this we have drawn these circles. See, like this circle and this circle we have drawn constant 2 dB circle, this is constant 0 dB circle as it needed in this problem, 2 dB and 0 dB we have drawn. Okay, this is for I gain amplifier if a gain is specified. Okay, then if a input gain is needed like this 2 dB 0 dB, okay, 2 dB then circles will be coming like this, you see, constant gain circle will be, we have to draw any value over this gives the 2 dB, but you should take that value, it should be in the stable region. Okay, that we have drawn, that is for I gain amplifier. But another case is there, one more case is the next topic. You see here, amplifier design for maximum gain design. Amplifier design for maximum design. Okay, so here amplifier design for maximum gain design. Hello, is it audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, see, amplifier design for maximum gain design. Maximum gain design means, see, they do not specify design a amplifier for maximum gain. See, the question is like this: design a maximum gain amplifier using a some MOSFET transistor which is measured to have the following S parameter at this operating condition. Okay, they will be specific, they do not specify here gain value. You see here, design a maximum gain amplifier, they do not specify what is the gain required, but you should design it for maximum gain. Automatically maximum gain means whatever is available maximum from the transistor, to that value itself you have to design. Okay, that's the meaning here. So what is the maximum gain available from the amplifier, that we have to calculate here. Okay, maximum gain available from the amplifier. So what is the maximum gain available from the amplifier? This one that you have to see amplifier design for maximum gain. So here in the amplifier design, maximum gain will be obtained if this tau in is complex conjugate of tau s. There must be a conjugate matching at the input and output. Conjugate match must be there at the input and the output. That means tau in, it is already, we know already this tau in, expression for tau in. It depends upon the value of this tau in, depends on the value of S parameters. Tau out also depends upon the S parameter. Okay, we will be calculating this tau in. Okay, tau in, see this. Here, see here, tau in it is depends on the value here. Okay, it depends upon the tau n, and tau out it depends upon tau s and S parameters. All these S parameter, these are the S parameter. Tau in depends on ZL and also tau out depends on ZS. Okay, so depends on the tau in, tau out depends upon the values. Tau in depends on ZL. Okay, and S parameters. Okay, so now here to obtain the matching maximum power to obtain the maximum power, the required condition is this tau in. So here tau in, that depends upon actually ZL value also here, whatever the ZL load connected. So this tau in must be the complex conjugate of tau s, then maximum power will be delivered. Okay, so this is a condition. You should write tau in must be equal to this. And we know this tau in is equal to complex conjugate of tau s, and tau out equal to complex conjugate of tau l. In such a case, we will be okay, maximum power will be transferred. So what is the maximum gain you can get for that condition? That is GS maximum and GL maximum. You already did it. Okay, so maximum power transfer. See, GS is equal to GS maximum and GL is equal to GL maximum. And we know what is the value, how to calculate GS maximum and how to calculate the value of GL maximum. Okay, so for this condition, if you set this tau in equal to complex conjugate of this, and tau out must be is equal to this complex conjugate of this tau n, maximum power will be delivered. What is the maximum power delivered? That is, you can see here, this is the equation. GS maximum, here you see, GS maximum plus G naught GL maximum. It calculate GS maximum. Or to calculate GS maximum using this equation, unilateral design, as assuming it is a unilateral problem. GS maximum is this equation, you calculate. GL maximum is this, you calculate this. This is a magnitude, just to take a magnitude of S11 and take a square of that, do it. Similarly, you can do it. Okay. So GS maximum and GL maximum will be getting, substitute that here and G naught you calculate using this equation. So what is the maximum gain you can get? That is equal to 17.11 dB. So, so that like that you can calculate what is the maximum gain you can get from the amplifier. Okay. So in this problem, the in the next maximum gain design problem, so maximum gain you should calculate here. Okay. So it will be maximized. This will be maximized if tau n is equal to s complex conjugate, tau out is equal to tau l complex conjugate. Then you will be getting this maximum gain. Okay, so once it is designed for maximum gain, you see now the procedure is the same only. You should follow the same procedure what we what we did for the high gain amplifier. Okay, so only thing is you should design what is the GT now, required value of GT. It is equal to GT maximum. Okay, the required value of gain itself is equal to GTU maximum. You see here, GT, what is the gain? It is not specified here, maximum gain amplifier. But to what value you should design? You should design the amplifier for this value, GS maximum, GL maximum, and G naught. You substitute GS maximum, GL maximum, and calculate this. Okay. So to that value, what is that value for this particular problem? See, this is a given here. This is a problem. Design a maximum gain amplifier using this, which is measured to have the following S parameter for the mid-range Q point. The values are like this at a 10 gigahertz. Okay, so this S parameters. So here you substitute this parameter S parameters. Maximum gain we needed. You do GS maximum, substitute to that in the equation. Okay, I am not writing that again here. GS maximum, you know what is the equation, you put that, you will be getting this 1.55 dB. G naught, you substitute S21 magnitude 2.82. Okay, do that square of that and dB, 9 dB will be getting. GL maximum 0.97 dB from this. Okay, add these three, you will be getting maximum gain 1 point, so that is 11.55 dB. So your what is GT? GT needed is 11.55 dB. That is maximum gain. For that value, you should design the problem 11.55 dB. Okay. So next procedure is similar to the previous one only. So what value you have to design? This is 11.55 dB. Next you calculate whether it is a unilateral device or not. The procedure is here. What we now got? We got maximum gain. It is not specified. You should calculate that we got 11.55 dB. Okay, so to that value you should design the amplifier. Okay, once we come to know that this value, next what is the step? You should verify whether it is a unilateral or a bilateral, unilateral or not. So from this problem it is not a unilateral, so you should check for the unilateral figure of merit. So this is unilateral figure of merit. Okay, so in the unilateral figure of merit, substitute the values, all these values, see these values. So by substituting that, I got here 0.05, and again you put this and calculate the error range. See this one, it is 0.45 dB. Okay, 0.45 is a very much lesser compared with our required gain. Required gain is 11.55 dB, but the error may occur is a 0.45 dB. So you can use a unilateral design. You can use unilateral design. So it is if plus or minus dB error is acceptable for that particular problem. Okay, based on application. Okay, it is no problem. 0.545 dB error is acceptable. Okay, you can use the unilateral design equations. Okay, so assuming it is acceptable, what we can do, you can use the unilateral design equations. Okay, so we know what value we have to design the amplifier, that is per 1155 dB, and from the unilateral figure of merit we come to know it is a plus or minus 0.5 dB error is there. If it is acceptable. Okay, so that we come to know. Next step is you should design the go to next step. What is the next step? Stability check. You should first check the stability. So how to do the stability check? You know that what is the uh, delta, and check the stability condition. Check the stability condition. What is that? Delta and k we have to calculate. So for this particular problem, delta value will be getting 0.16. So it is less than 1, and k is greater than 1, 2.28. Using that k equation and delta equation, calculate the delta and k value. Delta is coming around 0.16. It is less than 1, and k is 2.28. So all of you check, better all of you do practice these things. Okay, so check these values are coming, it is greater and it is lesser. So which what is the stability of the amplifier? Huh? Hello? Are you watching? Hello? Vishmita?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the condition? Which type of stability? Hello? Hello? Vishmita?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the stability? K is greater than 1 and delta is 0.16. What type of stability?
S1 less than 1.
Less than 1. Which type of stability? Conditional or unconditional?
Ma'am,
Huh?
condition.
Conditional. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Rakshit?
Unconditional.
Unconditional. Huh? Conditional or
Yes, ma'am.
unconditional? K greater than 1, delta
Unconditional.
less than 1.
Unconditional.
Unconditional. So this is unconditionally stable. Okay, so we come to know unconditional stability. So unconditional stability. What about others? Karthik, Aditya, are you present? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Rakshit is there? PT, RT?
Yes, ma'am.
Vivekananda? Vivekananda. So it is unconditionally stable. The device is unconditionally stable. So all values you can use. Need not to go for graphical representation. Need not to draw the graphical method. Need not to go for graphical method because it is unconditionally stable. The device is. You can use any value over the Smith chart as a stable value. Okay, so we come to know from this unconditionally stable. Okay, error range we got here. Okay, and next is you have to draw the gain circle. Okay, you should draw the gain circle. Constant, you should decide 11.55 dB, 11.55 dB. Okay, okay, if it is 11.55 dB, what is the gain input gain circle and output gain circle? Should we draw the input gain circle and output gain circle? See here, constant gain circle, GS maximum, constant gain circle, GS. What is GS? This is a normalized gain. Okay, to draw the input gain circle and output gain circle, we should get a GS value. Is correct? GS must be used to calculate the to get the gain circle. So here the problem is maximum gain. So the required value itself is a maximum value. Okay, so in this equation you see gain circles, constant gain circle, input gain circle and output gain circle. See, this is the input gain circle, this is the output gain circle. In the input gain circle, what we have to do? CGS, center and radius of the input gain circle, center and radius of the output gain circle. Okay, so in the input gain circle, GS circle, we have this GS is there and these are the S parameters. What is this GS? This GS is GS divided by GS maximum. We know. Okay, GS divided by GS maximum. So in this problem, see, we should calculate it. To draw the gain circle, we should do draw this input gain circle and output gain circle. To calculate the input gain circle center and radius, we need a GS, small GS, normalized gain. What is the expression for this? This is GS divided by GS maximum. Okay, so in the previous problem, this GS and GS maximum we know. But what is here in this case? GS. What is the value of GS in this present case? It is a maximum gain amplifier, is correct. Maximum gain amplifier, what we did, GS maximum is 1.55. This entire itself we were taken. Okay, what is the gain it required here? GS is GS maximum. But in the previous problem, high gain amplifier, what we did? We took only 2 dB. See, actually GS maximum in the previous problem is, see here, GS maximum we got GS maximum 2.9 dB. But out of this 2.9 dB in the previous problem, what we did, we took only 2 dB. Okay, 2 dB we were taken. So in the small GS calculation, see this GS calculation, what we did, 2 dB divided by, see here, GS is this GS 2 dB divided by GS 2.9 dB. That we were doing in the high gain amplifier design. This is 2 dB, this is 2.9 dB. That we did in this problem, high gain amplifier, because we were chosen GS is equal to 2 dB. So we took that is a 2 dB, this is 2.9 and we got a GS is equal to this 1.58. But in the present problem, you see in the high gain amplifier, GS maximum itself is the value required here. Okay, GS maximum, that is 1.55 dB. Here GS maximum itself is 1.55 dB. So what is GS? GS is equal to 1. So for maximum gain amplifier design, see here, maximum gain amplifier design, this normalized gain equal to 1. Normalized gain is equal to 1. Okay, so now if you calculate center and radius using this value to draw the gain circles, to draw the constant gain circle, If you put GS is equal to, because this GS maximum required itself is equal to GS maximum, the maximum gain design. So this ratio becomes 1. Okay. If you put that here, see here, what is the value here? GS is 1 here. So this is 0. Okay. So GS is 1 here. Okay. 1 into S11 complex conjugate. So what is the center of the circle? Center of the circle is this value, S11 complex conjugate. See, center of the gain circle. You should draw now constant gain circle, but center of the gain circle is, see here, S11 complex conjugate, because this is 1 here. Okay, this is 0. This term is 0. Here is only 1 is there. GS is 1 here. 1 here is 1. So it is totally it is equal to S11 complex conjugate. Center of the circle is complex conjugate of S11. See here. So in the problem, what is given? S11. S11 is 0.55 minus 150 degrees. Minus 150 degrees. But what is the center of our input gain circle? It is S11 complex conjugate. Complex conjugate means a sign of the angle changes here. It is S11, see S11, but if you take a complex conjugate of this negative sign, okay, changes. It is 150 degree. See, 0.55, it is at an angle of 150 degree. S11 complex conjugate. So center of the circle is this value. Okay. But what is the radius here? You see here, radius. Radius of the circle, see here, it is 1. GS is 1. If you put GS is equal to 1, this term becomes 0. This term 0. So whole numerator, this is also whole, this becomes 0. See here, radius equal to 0. Radius equal to 0. Okay. So in the gain circles, input gain circle, radius becomes 0. Radius of the circle becomes 0 means what? Center we have. Center here. This is a complex conjugate of S11. But radius equal to 0. That means it is a point. On the Smith chart, it becomes a point. See like this. It becomes a point. See like this. This is a center what we got. See here. Center. 0.55 at an angle of 150 degrees. Okay, what is the center of the input gain circle? Center of the input gain circle is 0.55, 150 degrees. So you should mark 150 degrees. 150 degrees means, you see, from here, you go like this. This is what? 150 degree. This is 90 degree. This is 90 degree here. 90 degree. Okay. Here 150. This is 180. This is 180. This is 180. So you draw a line like this. 150 degrees you draw a line. Okay. Next what you should do? You should mark it 0.55. How to mark it? I already told you. Measure how many centimeters from here. How many centimeters from here to here. Multiply that by this value. We will be getting some centimeters. So those many centimeters you mark on this line. Mark on this line. It is coming around here. Coming around here. Okay. It may be some, for example, 6 centimeters from here to here. From here to here 6 centimeter. It is 0.55 means 3 centimeter, around 3 centimeter we will be having this. Okay. So center of this, center of the constant gain circle we draw. But what is the next issue? Center we mark, but you should draw the circle. But to draw the circle, what we got? 0 dB. Sorry, 0 here. 0 means no circle. It is only the center point. It becomes a point like this. No circle in this case. For maximum gain amplifier design, the input gain circle become as 1 point. You see here, only 1. See like this. So only this value you should choose to get a maximum gain, GS maximum. What is the input impedance you should choose here? Input impedance ZS. ZS. that is only this value we should choose, because there is no circle at all to take a point. Okay, see in the previous problem what we did, we have drawn a circles, input gain circle and output. See, this is a input gain circle, we were drawn this is 2 dB circle and this is 0 dB circle, that way we draw. This is 2 dB. What we did, we have a circle like this 2 dB circle in the previous problem, high gain amplifier problem. Input gain circle we drawn, you can take any one value over this, that way, and we took this point. Okay, but in the present problem, maximum gain problem, radius is 0. Radius is 0 means it is a point on the line, point on the that particular line, only point, 0 radius point. That means there is no choice for choosing any value, there is no circle at all, which only one value of impedance gives the maximum gain. See, like this, there is no circle here. Here you see, no circle, only one point. So if you should take this itself as a ZS. This value, whatever you have here, you read the whatever the value impedance here. Read the resistance value and the reactance value, whatever comes. That value you should set here as a ZS. That value you should set as a ZS to get a gain of this GSO on 1.55 dB. I need a 1.55 dB. That is the maximum itself. To get this maximum gain from the input matching network, from this input matching network, I want a maximum gain, GS maximum. Okay, then what you have to do, you should set a this value, only one value. Okay, there is no circle at all, only one value is. You should take this value and set it as a input impedance here, ZS, to get a maximum gain. See, like this, GS maximum. Okay, so like that, there is need not to draw circle again here. So this, it simplifies maximum gain amplifier design. There is no circle, input gain circle, only one point will be there, this value. Okay, so this impedance you should take and you set it as a input impedance, that gives the maximum value. This is only the point. Okay, to get a maximum gain, GS maximum. Similarly, to get a GL maximum, we need a GL maximum. Here also, see what is the required value, GL maximum itself. So this becomes a 1 here. Okay, center and radius you calculate. Center is this and radius is this. So center becomes S22 complex conjugate. Radius is 0. So there is no output circle. It becomes a point now. Point. Okay. That is the center. You mark the center. Output gain. See, in the previous problem it was 0 dB. We got a center and radius. But here to get a GL maximum is 0.97 dB. Okay, so required value itself is GL maximum. If take itself, it is 1. If you put this here, we will be getting center is this value 0.45 is S22 complex conjugate. S22 what? S22 it is from here. See, 0.45 minus 30 degree. But we need S22 complex conjugate. S22 complex conjugate means it is 30 degree. Magnitude remains the same, but here angle changes. It is 30 degree. Okay. So center is this, but radius is 0 because this is GL is 1, because we are designing for maximum gain. GL becomes a 1 here. So this is 0. So you draw the output gain circle. Output gain circle means radius 0 means it becomes a point. So it is take a 30 degree. See from here, see here, it is 30 degree here like this. Measure 30 degree, blue color I have shown here. So 30 degree line you mark like this, 30 degree. Okay, and you take 0.45. 0.45 multiplied by 6, assuming it is 6 centimeter from here to here. From here to here 6 centimeter. 0.45 multiplied by 6 means you calculate. You will be getting this point. Okay, those many centimeters you should mark on this line. Over a 30 degree line, you mark those many centimeters, you will be getting this point. As this is 0, radius is 0, so this is only the point. Okay, so input value must be only this. here ZL must be equal to this value. Whatever you set here, ZL must be equal to this. To get this, GL is equal to GL maximum. Because we are designing for a maximum gain, this required GL must be equal to this value. To get this GL equal to this, the input impedance looking in this direction must be equal to this value. Okay, so like that. So for here a circle need not, just you need not to draw the circles. Center you calculate. That mark the center over this input gain circle and output gain circles. There is no circle, just they become points on the Smith chart. So like this is a point for input 1, this is a point for the output gain. Okay, so this itself is a one you should take for impedance matching. Okay, so we got now, okay, what we got, this is the impedance you should set at the input side. See, looking in this direction, ZS, what is the ZS value? It must be this value. Similarly, looking this direction, what is the value required? This is the 1, S22 complex conjugate. So looking in this direction, impedance must be equal to this. Looking this direction, impedance must be equal to this value. So now you have to, we got, if you set this as a input impedance, this is a ZL of this, ZL equal to this, ZS is equal to this. This amplifier gives the maximum gain. Okay, so next, what is the next step here? You should design this. So ZS must be equal to this value. Okay, what is the value of this impedance matching network? This network. Okay, so that's why here is a procedure here. And the impedance, this is a Smith chart. So this is a, I want this value. What I can do, this is a 50 ohm. We started from 50 ohm here. 50 ohm, see here. This is a 50 ohm. You move on a constant conductance circle because you should reach this point. You should reach this point. From here, what you can do, you move like this, or you can move like this also, and then you can move like this. See, you can move like this, then you can move like this. That is also one solution. Okay, otherwise what we can do, you move over this constant conductance circle in the clockwise direction up to this point. This is the point where this G is equal to 1 circle intersect the resistance circle passing through the point, this point. This is the point. You see, one resistance circle will be passing like this through this point. This intersects the G is equal to 1 circle at somewhere here. You stop here. So start from here, move like this. That means you started from 50 ohm here. This 50 ohm. You moved on a constant conductance circle. G is equal to 1 circle in the clockwise direction. That adds capacitor in shunt. You see, that adds capacitor in shunt like this from here. It adds capacitor in shunt. Okay, next from here what we did, we are moving on a constant resistance circle. See, like this in the Smith chart, all of you must do it. I will give the same problems for assignment in the next class. All of you must do practice this. So from here you move like this, it adds the resistance circle. This is resistance circle we are moving. Okay, so resistance circle in the clockwise direction, adds inductor in series, so to get the value of this and this, you should follow the TLW, that L matching, L matching procedure. We are already familiar with that, how to do. That is again in the third unit, that we will see once again repetition, we will see that. Okay, so impedance matching network, starting, this is the impedance what we needed here to set here. So for that what we do, starting from 50 ohm, you add a capacitor moving like this, G is equal to 1 circle. Next from here you move on the resistance circle, that adds the inductor in series. Okay, so you are now at this position. That means the input impedance is this value. Okay, similarly you can do for this also. to get this input, looking this direction, ZL, looking towards this, ZL must be equal to this to get a GL maximum. Okay, this value we needed. So what we can do, we start from the 50 ohm, start from 50 ohm. Move on constant, this is a constant G, R is equal to one circle. This is R is equal to one circle. So from here, move in this direction, see like this, over R is equal to one circle until this point. Okay, this is a point where one conductance circle passing through this point. See, this is a point through which one of the conductance circle passing like this. You take that conductance circle, it intersect R is equal to one circle somewhere here. You stop there. Okay, so like that. Start from here. This is 50 ohm. You are moving like this on the constant resistance circle. This is a resistance circle. R is equal to one circle. Okay, in the anti-clockwise direction. See, you are moving on resistance circle in the anti-clockwise direction. It adds capacitor in series. This is a capacitor in series. Okay, next from here we are moving on constant conductance circle. This is some conductance circle. Okay, from here we are moving on conductance circle in the anti-clockwise direction. From here in the anti-clockwise direction to this point, it adds inductor like this, shunt inductor. Okay, you calculate a B, how much B added from moving here to here, how much B added from here to here, how much reactance added from moving from here to here, how much reactance added. Using that you can calculate the value of L and C that we know, that we did in the previous problem. Okay, so this is a matching network, input matching network and output matching network. Okay, so that is called a maximum gain design. This is a maximum gain design. So maximum gain design means whatever the maximum gain available, to that you should design the amplifier. So in this case what happens, you see here, for maximum gain design, the normalized gain values becomes 1. Normalized gain values become, because this itself is equal to this 1. Okay, so on the Smith chart there is only one impedance value that gives maximum gain. Okay, on the Smith chart you see. So we are drawing this center and radius become GS maximum. We take normalized gain becomes 1. So RGS, center of the circle, radius of the circle becomes 0. Center takes only this value, complex conjugate, for the input gain circle. Similarly for the output gain circle, this is center, but radius becomes 0. So circles becomes points. For maximum gain design, gain circles not there. There are no gain circles. Okay, there are in the, if for high gain amplifier what happens, there are many values over the circle. See like this, there are like this values, many values, any value, any one value we can take over the circle. But in the maximum gain design what happens, there is only one value. Okay, ZS is only one value. Okay, there are no many values, only one value is there, that gives the maximum gain. Okay, on the Smith chart, and that must be again in the stable region. Okay, so like on the Smith chart there is only one impedance value that gives the maximum gain. GS is equal to GS maximum. Okay, so that is here this point, that is a input gain circle. That center whatever S11 complex conjugate, see here, S11 complex conjugate, that is this point. So only this S11 complex conjugate you mark on the Smith chart. Whatever that value that you should take, that only gives the maximum gain, like this maximum gain. Similarly, GL maximum, that too is obtained only from S22 complex conjugate. You mark S22 complex conjugate on the Smith chart. Okay, see this like this, S22 complex conjugate. You should take that as a ZL, that as the ZL to get a GL maximum, because we need a GL maximum. Okay, so you should take this S22 complex conjugate impedance as a GL. S11 complex conjugate as a ZS to get a maximum values of GS and GL. Okay, so this here there is need not to draw the circles. Okay, they are points like this. So you can easily obtain the impedance matching network. So starting from center, you should reach this point. Starting from center, you reach this point. Okay, moving on constant resistance circle and a conductance circle are the matching network like this. Okay, so the problem simplifies for maximum gain design. Okay, in the examination, if a maximum gain amplifier design, okay, if the problem is like that, what you have to do, you calculate GS maximum and GL maximum. So that value of that, to that gain, you should design the amplifier. Okay, so in such a case, constant gain circle need not be drawn. Just you mark the points complex conjugate, S11 complex conjugate on the Smith chart, and S22 complex conjugate. So S11 complex conjugate and S22 complex conjugate. I have already told how to mark it. You mark, okay, on the Smith chart. Then see like this. S1 need not to draw the circles here. Just you mark a S11 complex conjugate. See this one, 155 degree and 0.55. So that point becomes like this. You mark it. Similarly, S22 complex conjugate, you mark. See 30 degree. This is a 30 degree. So like this is 30 degree, and this is a point. So these two are the impedances at the input side and the output side. That's all. The problem simplifies very much for the maximum gain amplifier design. Here again need not to draw the circles, gain circles. Okay, but for high gain amplifier design, they will specify gain value. What is the gain required? See like this. Gain required they will be specifying. See like this. So you should take a required value. Even 2.9 is the maximum we can get. You should not design for that value. Only 2 dB we were taken. See like this. Only 2 dB we were taken. So automatically the radius center and radius doesn't become zero. Does not become zero, because GS normalized and GL normalized will take some values. Automatically radius not equal to zero, some value of radius will be getting. So they become circles like this. Also one value have to choose over the circle. Okay, in the gain maximum gain, sorry, high gain amplifier. But in maximum gain amplifier, there is no circle. GS and GL becomes 1 points. Okay, so here ZS is and ZL, they are single values. They are equal to S11 complex conjugate and S22 complex conjugate values. Whatever ZS, that we have to take. See like this. Okay, so that is the difference. So in the examination, one of this problem may come, one kind of this problem. It may be high gain amplifier or a maximum gain amplifier. You should see and you should design. Okay, see, once you do one, 2, 3 problems you solve, you can come to know how much easy it is. 12 marks, it is very easy to get a 12 marks in the examination. Okay, but 1 or 2, 3 times you should practice this procedure. See, every equations will be provided, just to substitute the values and simplify. Okay, that is only the thing. Procedure you should remember what the procedure. Okay, you can easily get in the examination. Okay, so hello, is it audible? Hello,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
hello,
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
Yes, ma'am.
are you
Yes,
there
ma'am.
or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Sushma,
Yes, ma'am.
Sushma is there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Amruta, hello,
Yes, ma'am.
Bindu,
Yes, ma'am.
Tania. Okay, so in the next class we will continue.